Hi everyone, thank you for joining. It's just hit 1 p.m, so we will make a start. Massive thank you for joining today's session. We'll be covering a little bit how apprenticeships can be a great way to start your career, how they can support you in changing your career direction, or be a great way if you're returning to work following a career break and looking to try something different. So my name is Joe Lakin. I am a recruiter here for Amazon's corporate apprenticeship programs, and I'll be hosting today's webinar. We're aiming for this to be an interactive session. We will be asking for you to submit some questions as we go through. That'll be through the chat box or the Q&A function. So if you can, please familiarize yourself with where that is. That'd be brilliant. Here at Amazon, there's no such thing as an unimportant question. So please feel free to share any thoughts that you have or any topics that you'd like to know more on. There will be an opportunity at the end of this session for some Q&A time. We do have some extra Amazonians on the session as well, which you'll hear from as we go through. So please do make a note of any questions that you have as we progress through the webinar. You can share these as we go, or you can save them to the end. If you do have any questions that are for a particular person, please do also pop in the name of that person as well. Just to flag, we do also have closed captioning available for this event. So in the chat function, you'll see a link to click on that. So if you would like to make the most of that, please do find that link. So I'm going to hand over to Shri just for a very quick introduction.
Hello, everyone. I'm Shri. I'm a senior program manager in the apprenticeship team at Amazon. My role is to support the apprentices who join from day one through to their graduation. I also support the line managers, and I work closely with our training providers who deliver our apprenticeships. So involved in from the day one when the apprentice joins until they graduate and move on. So that's me. And then we also have on our webinar today 3 lovely apprentices, Abby, Thomas, and Aisling. They are here to talk about their own experiences and answer any of your questions. Would you like to come on screen and introduce briefly? Hello, hi. Yeah, Abby?
Yeah, thanks, Shri. Hi, everyone. My name's Abby, and I'm a HR consultant apprentice at Amazon. I work in the corporate side of the business, and I've been at Amazon for almost 7 months now, so not too long. So just in general, my role is to advise people managers across Northern Europe. So that includes the UK, Ireland, Finland and Sweden, and we advise on people topics such as talent management, performance management and just general policies, and we just work on ad hoc HR projects. So yeah, nice to see everyone. Thank you.
Thank you. Thomas?
Oh yeah, you're right. So I'm a automation engineer and apprentice inside the FCs for the RME department. Yeah, that's me.
Thank you. Aisling?
Hi everyone. So I'm doing the safety technician apprenticeship. I've been with Amazon for about 8 months now. So it's 18 months in total for this apprenticeship. So I've about 10 months left. And yeah, that's it really.
Thank you very much. So if you have any questions for our apprentices, please think about them or pop them in the chat and we will answer them later on when we have the Q&A panel. Over to you, Joe.
Thank you very much. So before we get into today's webinar, I just want to give you a very quick overview of what we'll be covering today. We've got lots of great information for you and hope to cover some program-specific information that might be useful across our advanced learning programs, as well as outlining why Amazon is a great place to join as an apprentice too. So on the screen, you can see today's agenda. We'll start with a little bit about Amazon, then move on to why choose an apprenticeship. We'll give you a little bit of information into Amazon's leadership principles. We'll also run through the schemes that we have on offer across the 2023 cycle. We'll run into a little bit around how we hire into these programs as well to give you a little bit of heads up around that. And as mentioned, we'll have a little bit of time for a Q&A with the apprentices towards the end of the session as well. So before we make a start, I just wanted to ask you a very quick question before we move through the session here. So On screen, you'll see the question. Have a quick think around what do you think of when you think about Amazon. Feel free to put your thoughts into the chat box if you like, or just keep them to yourselves. But either way, do have a think, kind of what comes to mind when you think of Amazon. I'll give it a second just whilst you're thinking, just to see if anything comes through the chat as well. Smile, yeah, Amazon Smile. It's always one. Prime, brilliant. Prime delivery, yep. Online ordering, brilliant. So when I was asked this question as well, kind of towards the start of my Amazon career, a lot of people, so a lot of the time when we ask anyone this question, the first thing that kind of comes to mind is those brown boxes that might come to your door. Maybe you've seen the Amazon vans around where you live as well, or maybe the huge buildings that you might find across the country. So these being our operation centers and delivery stations too. These are all hugely important components of Amazon, but I also wanted to highlight just some of the other things that you might be using already in your day-to-day lives, some of which that you've mentioned in the chat already, but might not come to mind kind of when you're first thinking about Amazon. So on screen, you'll see some of the businesses that just make up the Amazon brand, some of which I'm hoping you may already be familiar with or maybe even use in your day-to-day life through the likes of Amazon Music and Prime Video for your entertainment. You or your family might have an Alexa device or a Ring doorbell, which all sit underneath Amazon. And another favorite when we've done similar sessions to this in the past is Twitch as well, which you can see on screen. Again, that makes up part of Amazon. So the idea here is just to highlight the real breadth of products and services that we provide here at Amazon, some that you may not have thought of when you originally thought of that question. So with all the businesses that make up Amazon comes a great opportunity for both invention and innovation. On screen, you can see some of the amazing products and services that Amazon has innovated over the recent years through drone development, in-house entertainment, grocery delivery, cloud computing, and much more. So I'm going to play a very quick video for you now, just to give you a little bit of a flavor of the things that we've done recently, that we're working on currently, and what we have coming up in the future as well. So I'll play that video now. Okay, so hoping that gives you just a little bit of a flavour of all the different types of stuff going on here at Amazon. I'm going to pass you back onto Shri now, just for a quick introduction into what makes an apprenticeship.
So, what is an apprenticeship? Apprenticeship is generally nothing but an opportunity to get a qualification, upskill yourself, or train yourself, retrain yourself while doing a job. So in nutshell, it is while you learn. The proper definition and information you can see on the screen. But there are some levels of apprenticeships that we need to explain in more detail here. So the intermediate apprenticeships are the level 2 or a GCSE equivalent apprenticeships. Advanced apprenticeships are the level 3 or A level equivalent. And then there are higher apprenticeships, which are level 4 and level 5, which are approximately foundation degree or above, but lower than a degree level. And then there are a degree level apprenticeships, which are level 6 and level 7. So level 6 is a bachelor's degree equivalent. Level 7 is the master's degree equivalent. Today, in this particular webinar, we are only going to look at and talk about the level 3 and level 4, 5 apprenticeships. So the advanced and the higher apprenticeships. We had a separate webinar for degree apprenticeships, and we had another one for the entry level or the level 2 apprenticeships. So we are going to focus again on the level 3, level 4, and level 5 apprenticeships in this webinar. So talking about more about our apprenticeships on offer this year in 2023 are, so we will be hiring for the following categories, and also you can see on the screen here. So the categories of our apprenticeships on offer are digital and creative apprenticeships, sales and marketing apprenticeships, apprenticeships in the operations area, which is the fulfillment centers and delivery stations, etc., etc. So that's operations area for us. And then there are engineering apprenticeships, then the apprenticeships in technology and in business sector. So those are the areas where we will be hiring apprenticeships. So essentially, if you have the relevant eligibility criteria, which we will be talking a little more about in the rest of the presentation, and the ambition, attitude, and the aptitude that we are looking for, then there is a program for everyone, and that will also be suitable for any interests as well. So yeah, we will talk about the advanced apprenticeships in the following slide shortly. Over to you, Joe.
Thanks very much, Shri. So just to give you a little bit of background of kind of where we've come from, apprenticeships at Amazon have come a long way in the past 10 years. So in 2023, we are celebrating 10 years since our first ever apprentices. We started way back when in 2013 with 3 RME apprentices, and we now have around 2,683 apprentices across our different apprenticeship programs. For this year, we are looking to be a key sponsor for the National Apprenticeship Week in partnership with the Department for Education. We are also running a series of events, which you're part of in this webinar as well, and also some in-person events. So if you would like the opportunity to come and see us, please do have a look at our website. We do have some in-person events running across National Apprenticeship Week, which is the 6th to the 10th of February. So do have a look. If you'd like to come and see us in one of our bases, please do have a look there. We do, like I say, we have the schedule kind of across the in-person events and the webinar series available on our website. We do also have a link to our splash page, which is on our website. So here you can sign up to a mailing list as well, so you're informed kind of moving forward on any key information, and also when our applications open, which we'll run through a little bit today as well. So our sorry.
So our apprenticeships vision, as Joe mentioned about what we have done in the apprenticeship space for the last 10 years, we have invested a lot in apprenticeships, and it is in our DNA. So we keep on doing that, as you can see on the screen. So we have a clear vision to help people retrain or upskill. We work with leading providers and offer technical mentoring when you are on an apprenticeship. We have specialist educational coaches, so there is a provision to support on the educational side from the specialists as well. And we have a holistic program management support from our specialist team. So we are here to support the apprentices and the apprenticeship so that people get a successful qualification and experience with Amazon. Over to you, Joe.
Thank you very much, Sri. So before we run into some program details, I just wanted to give you a little bit of information around our Amazon leadership principles. Some of you might have heard of these before. If you haven't and you are looking to apply for one of our programs, I'd highly recommend you do check these out in a little bit more detail. There's lots of information available online through a Google search, or we do have some on our website as well. So essentially, to enable Amazon to continue to grow at the pace that it does, there are two things which are extremely important, both culture and innovation. Part of the secret sauce, although it's not too secret at all, is the leadership principles, which guide how we hire people and how we evaluate success. So we hold ourselves and each other accountable for demonstrating these leadership principles through our actions every day. Our leadership principles also describe how Amazon does business, how leaders lead, and how we keep the customer at the center of our decisions. Our unique Amazon culture, described by our leadership principles, helps us relentlessly pursue our mission of being Earth's most customer-centric company, best employer, and safest place to work. So on screen now, you'll hopefully see our 16 different leadership principles. I won't run through them all today, but as mentioned, do take a further look at these as there's plenty of materials available online. But I will pick out some that are especially important to apprentices. Whilst we run through this as well, please do have a think, have a read through, and think about which ones really kind of stand out to you and which ones resonate with you as well. So starting with the top left one, so starting with customer obsession. We always look to start with the customer and work backwards. No matter what your role is or what level you join Amazon at, kind of knowing who your customer is and how you can best serve your customer is absolutely critical, both for apprentices, but for any employee here at Amazon as well. The second one that I'd like to talk about just quickly is ownership. So Amazon takes a long-term view. You never really hear anyone say that it's not my job. So for apprentices, you will be given the support to develop and progress, but that willingness to take ownership of your tasks and your learning as well ultimately falls down to yourself. So again, ownership is a really key one for both apprentices and wider employees as well. Obviously, with apprenticeships being all around kind of that learning piece, learn and be curious is another one that's particularly important for apprentices. It's arguably one of the more important ones for apprentices on program. I mean, the idea behind it is to kind of, you wouldn't be expected to know everything straight away if you're joining on an apprenticeship program, but you would be expected to have that drive to learn and be curious about finding out why things are done in a particular way, and then use your curiosity to think about new ways to improve current processes as well. And finally, the last one I'll pick out is earn trust. So as it says on the tin, really kind of listen, be open and respectful. We're not perfect. People do business with people, not organizations. So when innovating, trust is especially key to building a collaborative approach. So just to focus on the customer obsession one, which we talked across very quickly with the leadership principles, as well as it being one of our LPs, it's also one of the founding principles of Amazon that is still as important today as it was when Amazon was created back in the mid-90s. There are many advantages to a customer-centric approach. Jeff Bezos quotes that customers are always beautifully, wonderfully dissatisfied, even when the report being happy and business is great. Even when they don't know it yet, if customers want something better, and your desire to delight customers and drive you to invent on their behalf. So no customer ever asked for Amazon to create the Prime membership program, but it sure turns out that they wanted it. So as you kind of learn about a little bit more about Amazon and kind of do a little bit of research, you'll hear all around customer obsession, kind of how it's driven us to where we are today. It's important to remember that kind of, even if you are joining as an apprentice, kind of showing that kind of customer obsession regardless of what your role is, will be incredibly important as well. And finally, before I pass you across to Shri to run through some program specifics, just wanted to highlight some of the support available to apprentices and to all employees here at Amazon through our affinity groups. We celebrate you being you. As a diverse business, not only do we create career journeys, we also want to attract apprentices that reflect our customers and our diversity of thought. The breadth of Amazon's affinity groups demonstrates that whilst every employee is unique, there are ties that pull us all together. These affinity groups, you can either be a quiet or active participant and connect with others who have shared experiences and interests. Alongside our affinity groups as well, we have designed our selection and recruitment process to be considered, consistent and open to all who's passed the qualifying criteria for each program. We'll run through this a little bit later on as well, but we do also have support. We have a dedicated support team through our applicant candidate accommodations team. So if you do require any support or reasonable adjustments throughout the process, please do get in touch as well. So as mentioned, we recognize that all Amazonians are unique. Our uniqueness is then bound by similarities, and we have numerous networks both locally and globally that you can access as Amazon employees. We call them affinity groups, and there are over 13 of them globally. I won't name them all, but just to name a few of the groups that we have. So we've got Amazon PWD, or Amazon People with Disabilities, who are committed to making Amazon a stronger company by building a community that supports employees and customers who have mental and or physical disabilities. We also have Glamazon, who helps Amazon to be a great place to work by educating and informing employees about the LGBTQ+ community. And Mental Health and Wellbeing, which is our newest affinity group. This mission is to promote employees' well-being and create a safe community where we come together, reduce the stigma of mental health, raise awareness, and create a culture of acceptance. So just to highlight a little bit, so kind of throughout the recruitment process, we do have support available to you. And then also whilst you're on program, as Shri mentioned, you've got the support from kind of the closer apprenticeship team, but you've also got the opportunity to join networks as mentioned here. So I'm going to pass you back over to Shri now, if that's okay.
Hello again. Yeah, so we will be hiring into two types of programs, as you can see on the screen. So degree programs listed on one side and advanced learning programs listed on the other side. Please refer back to our website for program specifics. All require to have the right to work in the UK, have the background in English and maths, and have the GCSE or the equivalents in English and maths as well. You should have lived as a UK resident for last 3 consecutive years before you apply for the apprenticeships. So those are the specific requirements. There are some different requirements for the degree programs, but we are not talking about the degree programs in this webinar. We are only concentrating on the advanced learning programs here. As you can see from the schemes, they are all of different lengths, and therefore they require dedicated time and commitment as well as desire to succeed. You will emerge from all of these with additional qualifications, work experience, and the qualification for the specific course. So as you can see here, from recruitment consultant level 3 is 18 months, and human resources level 5 is 24 months. So typically, our level 3 programs are 18 months. Some are 15 to 18 months, but typically they are generally 18 months, other than mechatronics, which is 48 months, which is an engineering program. And the level 4 corporate responsibility sustainability is 36 months, but the others, buying and merchandising, marketing, health and safety, are 24 months, including the level 5 human resources as well. So those are the durations of our apprenticeships. So you will be, if you are successful in getting onto one of these apprenticeships, you will be either based in our delivery stations, our fulfillment centers, or the corporate offices, dependent upon the program you undertake. And you will receive the on-the-job support regardless where you are based, what apprenticeship you are doing. You will all receive the on-the-job support from the team that you go into. There will be a training aligned from our specialist training provider partners, and coaching from our dedicated team of program managers who are course and business area aligned. As this is a general introduction to apprenticeships at Amazon, we don't have time to cover these schemes individually, and there are so many of them, so we can't really cover each of them individually today. I would encourage you to attend the course-specific webinars if you have already attended them, because we did several of them. If not, then I would encourage you to visit our website and find more information there. You can also consider coming on to our in-person event that is happening in the National Apprenticeship Week if you have already not got a ticket for yourself. This will follow a similar format to today, and you will be able to hear more about each course and about each scheme from the program managers, apprentices, and hiring managers. Our webinars and these events that we are doing will be a great opportunity to really learn more about everything specific, what to expect, what you will need to succeed, and why to choose one program over another based on your ambition, attitude, and aptitude. So going into the schemes again, so as you can see on the screen, there are specific prerequisites for specific schemes, and they are listed on the screen here. Some of them still need A levels, some of them only need 3 GCSEs, and some of them need A levels as well as 5 GCSEs. So look at the prerequisites carefully. The right to work in the UK and resident of UK, etc., are still applicable to everything in addition to the prerequisites given here. For more information, please visit our website. The website address is shown on the screen here, and it was added to the chat as well. So please do go onto our website and learn more about the prerequisites. So there are some more schemes which fall in this advanced learning category. So again, the prerequisites are on the screen, and as you can see on this screen, most of them are need 5 GCSEs or equivalent, including GCSEs grade 4 or C or above in maths and English. Safety specialist, I need to point out, needs any bachelor's degree and work experience in a safety role. So yeah, locations wise, they are based across the UK, and you can see specifically in some cases where they are based. In some cases, they are England. We don't yet have a specific location, but it will be there when we advertise it on our website. Okay, so what are we looking for? So what we look for mainly is the aptitude, attitude, and the ambition. So what are you going to do when you are on an apprenticeship? You work towards a qualification. We want people who have a passion for learning new skills. That's a must. 20% of your time will be spent in learning capacity and 80% will be on the job. For people who learn by doing apprenticeships, for people who learn by doing, apprenticeships are great for them. However, you need to remember apprenticeship programs are not easy and they are not for everyone. It's hard to balance the need of your job and studies. You need to be prepared to work hard and have a huge desire to succeed in order to be successful in completing your apprenticeship. Generally, the people who fail the apprenticeships are those that don't put the effort in it. It's not down to the ability, but it is down to the attitude. Amazon will pay you to do the qualification, so you don't have to take student loan or anything like that. You will have the work experience on your CV working with Amazon for the duration of your apprenticeship. So minimum 13 months, maximum, whatever it is, 36 or 48 months, depending on what apprenticeship you go on. Our aim is that everyone who completes an apprenticeship program is to help support find them the job in Amazon where applicable. So that is the aim, but it's not always it's not always possible. But if you still you will still be able to have the experience of that many months on your CV, the qualification, and no debt to complete the apprenticeship. So having a Amazon on your CV for that duration will always put you in a better position to get any role in anywhere in the industry. Amazon is proud to place diversity at the heart of everything we do. We welcome applications from everyone regardless of gender, race, age, physicality, or sexual orientation. All you need is a commitment, drive, and a passion to seize the opportunities that are available. In addition to that, you need to meet the eligibility criteria for each apprenticeship to be able to be successful in getting the apprenticeship. So the minimum age for apprentices in Amazon is 18 years old. There is no upper limit. If you are eligible, if you meet all the eligible criteria and you have the attitude, aptitude, and ambition, there is no upper age limit for you to apply. Over to you, Joe.
Thank you, Shri. So we'll run through a little bit around the application and assessment centre process and kind of what you can expect if you're looking to apply to one of our programs. So our recruitment process is designed to give everyone the opportunity to succeed. Our process can vary a little bit per program, so please do take a further look at the website for further information on the particular program that you're interested in. But in general, you can expect the process that you can see on screen here. So we'll start with an online application. Our applications for our apprenticeship programs will open on the 6th of February, so just in a few weeks' time. As part of the online application, we'll look to get your CV from you. You'll answer a few initial eligibility questions, and you may be required to complete a short assessment as well. As part of the second stage, you'll then move on to the online evaluations. So again, this can change a little bit per program, so do have a look at the website for more specific information. But generally, you can be expected to answer a few video questions, which would be around kind of your motivations and any transferable skills that you may have. For our technical-based schemes as well, there may also be a short coding test as part of the online evaluation too. And then finally, the final part of the recruitment process will be a virtual assessment centre. So again, it can change a little bit, but you're likely to include to include a group exercise, presentation, and/or a task related to the role that you're applying for, and some individual interviews as well, where you can meet the hiring managers for that program. So do remember as you go through this that it is a two-way process. We obviously want to understand kind of what Shri ran through on the previous slide, whether you've got the right attitude, ambition, and aptitude as well to succeed. But also do make sure that kind of what we're offering is right for you. Is Amazon right for you? So we'll give you a lot of opportunities throughout the process to find out more about Amazon. And like I say, as part of the assessment centre, you will meet the hiring teams as well. So do make sure you make the most of that and really understand if this is where you want to be and where you want to move forward with your career. So I'm just going to put on some key information around the 2023 recruitment process or period, so you can have a look at that. You can use the QR code on the right-hand side to access our website, which we've referred to throughout today's session. We've also got the link to that, or the URL as well, which you can see, amazonapprenticeships.co.uk. We hope by now that you're not thinking, should I join Amazon? But the question is more around what scheme is right for me and how and where do I apply? So like I say, now is the perfect time to speak to you, as all of our vacancies will go live in just a few weeks' time, so on the 6th of February. So I would encourage you to spend some time now to understand kind of what Amazon's like to work for. There are some great videos online where employees have spoken about their time at Amazon too. So do spend this little bit of time in between applications opening to find out a little bit more and really kind of drill down on what programs that you're looking for. All of our programs that we've run through today, as well as the more entry level and the degree programs, will all be listed on our website. So please do use that link or the QR code. Have a read through, kind of find out which ones really interest you in this time period, and also spend some time thinking about how you can stand out in your application as well. So we do receive a large amount of applications for our apprenticeship programs. So spend the time now just to put yourself in the best possible place to succeed ahead of applications opening. So learn as much as you can to ensure, one, that it's the right option for you, and two, to do have a think on how you can stand out as well. If anyone wants to apply, you can look at the website for more information. And like I say, you can join a mailing list, which is available. You'll find information on this on our website. So please do sign up. You can get more information as we kind of move through the recruitment process. You'll also get some information around kind of when our roles go live as well. I referred to this very briefly towards the start of the call, but we do also have a specialist team which supports applications and our candidates as they go through. Again, information can be found on the website here. The majority of information or questions that you might have may already have an answer on the website, so please do have a look through. But if you can't find an answer to your particular question, or if we don't get around to covering it on today's session, we do also have an email address which you can get in touch with us, which is on screen now as well. So we're going to move on to the Q&A section. So I'd like to invite everyone to put their cameras back on, if that's okay. Thank you all for putting your questions through as we went through the session. We'll get around to as many as we can. We obviously, we've got until around 2 p.m, so we'll do as many as we can do. But just to get us going, it'd be really good to kind of understand kind of a little bit more on what it's like as a day in the life of an apprentice. Just going from left to right, if we start with Abby.
Yeah, sure. So a day in the life, I mean, every day is so different, to be honest. And I think, like, sometimes you can go into a day and you think you're going to do one thing and it's actually the other. But I think that's what's exciting about Amazon. But in terms of my working week, really, I would say that I spend my Wednesday afternoon and Friday afternoon doing my apprenticeship work. And then the rest of the day I'll do on the job. So I'll be in meetings some of the day with managers, kind of advising them on people-related topics, as I said. But we'll have team meetings and we have discussions and kind of debates on topics, which is nice. And then I'll just get on with some work like doc writing, and then obviously any kind of off-the-job training that I have as well.
Thanks, Abby. If we go to Thomas.
Oh, sorry, my mic wouldn't unmute itself then.
No worries.
No, yeah. So with RME, we spent time at college for the first year, and then we do so I'm doing a degree program. So I did my HNC, and now I'm just finishing my HND. But like when we're not at college, it depends where you're based. But I work shifts, kind of like mucking in with the teams, and then I kind of get on with my college work and other bits when I can.
Brilliant. Thank you, Thomas. And Aisling?
So for me, I'd be similar really to Abby in that no 2 days are the same. Working in safety, there's some daily tasks that we have to do, like keep updating records, assist with like accidents, investigations. Then we do like routine inspections on like firefighting equipment, first aid equipment. So there is always something to do, but mainly really it's about being that present, just on the floor in the fulfillment centre. So support operations with keeping the place safe. It could be chasing them to complete their audits or doing audits with them, especially in like high risk areas like the yard or the dock. Yeah, really you don't know what to expect in the morning. Anything can happen, but it's really exciting for that.
Amazing. Thank you so much. So just moving on to a few questions. Shri, I think you've already touched on this very, very quickly, but we do have a few questions around kind of, so one from John here, can a 50-year-old sign up for an apprenticeship?
Yes, anyone about 18 years old or who is going to be 18 by the start date can apply for the apprenticeship as long as they meet the eligibility criteria and they do not have a higher level or same level qualification in the same subject that they want to do the apprenticeship in.
Amazing, thank you. And just kind of a follow-up to that, we've got a few questions around kind of career changes as well. So are apprenticeship programs available to those kind of who've maybe started a career and looking for a little bit of a change?
Absolutely. We have several career changes on each of our apprenticeship schemes across all the schemes that we deliver. So absolutely, it is open for career changes as well. Again, you need to meet the eligibility criteria. Your prior experience and the qualification shouldn't be same as the apprenticeship you want to do.
Amazing. Thank you, Sheree. So we've got some questions here more to focus towards the apprentices. So if we just go through as we did a minute ago, but kind of how much responsibility are you given within your role as an apprentice?
So I would say that's one of the things that I really like about Amazon is that I've been given a lot of responsibility. I come into the role kind of not having any work experience really in HR, and I've been given so much responsibility. Like I talk to managers like by myself. I don't have to have anyone with me. As long as I kind of know what I'm doing and I'm really confident in it, then I do have a lot of responsibility. And I think that's what I love, because I feel like I work up to the same level as the people in my team, which is really nice.
Amazing, thank you. Thomas, similar for yourself? Anything to add?
Yeah, I think it was similar for me, really. I think it was good that when I started the apprenticeship, I didn't have much experience with what I was doing, but there was a lot of support, so there was like less responsibility on you as a person. But then as you develop, you get more responsibility for what's going on.
Brilliant. And Aisling?
Yeah, for me, I think it's kind of up to me how much I feel comfortable doing in terms of responsibility. So I think it's important to know your own competence, know what you are capable of, and reach out for support if there is anything you're not sure of. And there is a lot of support available, whether that's your line manager in terms of your role, your program manager if it's your apprentice to do with Amazon, or your tutor if it's something in the learning side that you're not sure of.
Amazing. Thank you very much. Moving on to a question from Imogen. Shree, I wonder if you could share any information kind of around a typical career progression after the apprenticeship program, kind of how many tend to stay with Amazon, anything along those lines?
Yeah. More than 87% of our graduate apprentices have stayed in the company and gone into permanent roles, either in their own teams or in different teams within Amazon. So the progression is that, as I said in the previous slides, where possible, we will support you and help you to apply and be successful in getting the permanent role within Amazon, be it in the UK or you can apply abroad as well within Amazon if you wanted to. You need to be successful in the interviews for those roles to get those roles. If you don't want to stay with Amazon, absolutely, you can apply elsewhere outside in the industry. And again, as I said previously, with the experience of working in Amazon on your CV and the completed qualification, you can easily get good jobs outside in the industry. Some of our apprentices have done that as well, and they are successful currently in whatever they are doing. Does that answer the question, Joe? Sorry, I don't know. Joe, are you online? Can you hear us?
Am I back?
Yes, you are. Yes.
Oh, sorry about that. My
No
Wi-Fi went. Did you? I didn't catch the rest of that. Did you finish the?
Yes, I did. Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Brilliant. Thank you. Okay. So going back to the apprentices, if that's okay. So I've got a question here. What was the biggest challenge in starting your apprenticeship?
I think for me it was a bit of the unknown. I think where obviously I hadn't really had much experience in HR. When I was kind of reading the job description, I knew like from kind of basic kind of information that I'd seen that I wanted to do HR and I was very interested in it. But in terms of being specific to Amazon, I wasn't really sure what I was getting myself into. But I think when you get here, it's just the teams and the people are just so nice, and it really does make it as well. So I think I was just really nervous at first who I was going to be working with and kind of what the kind of culture is like, because obviously it's so kind of unique here. But I realised when I got here, it's nothing to worry about. But I feel like that was my biggest challenge before getting here.
Thomas, anything from yourself?
Yeah, probably a similar type of thing for me, really. With my apprenticeship, we had to relocate to Manchester for the first year to study. So probably like upping and going, and just going up to Manchester was probably the thing that was the toughest, really.
And Aisling, any similar for yourself or anything?
Yeah, it was pretty similar. Like I had a bit of safety experience before I started the apprenticeship, so I wasn't really too worried about the safety side of things. I was just more eager to get the opportunity to learn and apply what I learned to my work. Mm-hmm. But for me, it was just Amazon in general, because it's like a different world to work in. It's like nowhere I've ever worked before, but that's what makes it so fun and so exciting. Even things like acronyms, like there's so many acronyms, and it took me so long to understand what they all meant, but everyone who starts at Amazon's in the same position, and as I said earlier, there's loads of support there.
Amazing, great to hear. We've got a few questions here around kind of recordings for this webinar and our past webinars as well, so we will have recordings available, and we're hoping then to link that into the website that we mentioned earlier as well, so please do keep a look at that. Question from Sophia, so around any specific documents or materials I should prepare for the application. Sheree, I don't know if you're happy to jump in on this one, but just to flag from my side, so we, again, on the website that we've mentioned, we do have a Succeeding with Amazon Apprenticeships page. Here it kind of runs through a little bit more detail of exactly what you'll be doing in each step of the recruitment process. So I'd have a look here, kind of have a look at kind of what we'll be expecting. As mentioned, you will need a CV and things like that. So if you do want to start on that beforehand, I would recommend that. And also have a quick look, like I say, around the leadership principles as well. There's a lot of material online that you can start reading ahead of time before applications open. So just have a look through our website, kind of have a look at what's coming up, and just ensure you're prepared from the 6th of Feb.
I think you have covered all of that, Joe. I just wanted to mention two things. There will be some kind of video interview required, as well as your CV at some point in the recruitment process. And there will be some tests that you need to do for some of our schemes, not all of our schemes. So look at our website again, and you will know more about the recruitment process in detail.
Mm-hmm. Thank you, Sheree. We've got one here. So it's a broad question. So Sheree, I don't know if you've got any kind of general tips on kind of what makes an application stand out, would you say?
In my opinion, for the application to stand out, we need to really see that you are interested in joining Amazon and that you really want to do the apprenticeship. So the attitude, and the ambition to complete the apprenticeship as well. So that needs to come through in your, not only in your application, but if you go into the next stages of the interview, we really need to see that coming through as well. And that is the main thing that we will be looking for.
Totally agree. Thank you, Sheree. We do also have another one here, probably for yourself, Sheree, again. So can you apply to more than one apprenticeship program?
Yes, you can apply to more than one apprenticeship program, but I will suggest you ask a question to yourself. What do I want to do? What is ideal for me? Where are my interests? Because that is the question that you will have to come across in the recruitment process, and that will decide which one you get if you are successful. So my suggestion is, if you go onto our website, on our programs page, there is a careers quiz. Do that quiz and see what comes up and what are the suggestions for you based on the answers you have given in that quiz. That will help you to narrow down what apprenticeships or apprenticeship you should be applying for. can we give the link here? Is it possible to give the link for the career quiz on our website?
Yes, I'll ask the next question and then I'll find that out and
sure.
put it through if that's okay.
No.
So we've got one, I've just scrolled past it, there we go, from Nick. So I understand Amazon pay for the qualifications, but are the positions paid or unpaid? Is it full-time?
So our apprentices work 40 hours a week regardless where you are based. So that is basically full-time. You divide that time into on-the-job and off-the-job learning as the apprentices explained, 20%, 80% split. You get paid for working in Amazon, and your qualification is paid for by the company as well. So nothing to lose there, is it?
Yeah. Thank you, Sheree. And go back to the apprentices. So we've probably already covered this a little bit, but kind of why did you choose to do one, an apprenticeship, and two, kind of why an apprenticeship with Amazon specifically?
So I thought an apprenticeship was the best option for me because I considered going to university and it just wasn't really for me. I felt like I just wanted to get straight and get industry experience whilst also getting the qualification at the same time, because you get the best of both worlds, and you get, obviously for my situation, I got obviously getting experience at quite a young age. So yeah, that's the reason why I chose an apprenticeship. And then with Amazon as well, I just knew that obviously, one, it's a really big company, and two, I knew that the culture and was just so different, and the stuff that I'd seen on LinkedIn and just over the website, it just seemed like a really fun and upbeat place to work. So I feel like that's one of the reasons why I did apply.
Amazing, thank you. Thomas, anything from yourself?
No, pretty much exactly the same here, to be honest with you. I was considering going to either university or going through the apprenticeship program, and I just wanted to gain real world industry experience really, rather than just straight study.
Amazing. Aisling?
So yeah, for me, I've already been to university in the past, so for me this was more of a kind of a career change, you could say. I just wanted to, I know now that I want to work in safety. So when I realised that, I realised I can do this apprenticeship and get a qualification, but I'd already been working for 4 or 5 years beforehand. So this way I can still earn money and get my qualification, which is ideal, really.
Brilliant. Thank you very much. One for yourself, Sheree. So we've got a current Amazon employee, Francis, who's asking, as a warehouse operative for Amazon, can I apply to these apprenticeship programs?
Yes, you can apply to these programs. And if you are successful, then you will have to leave the existing job that you are doing and move into the apprenticeship role that you get. So it's not something that you can do on the side of your existing job, be it within Amazon or outside.
Amazing, thank you. And another one for yourself, Sheree. So we've got a few questions kind of around qualifications gained outside of the UK. Any information around that and how we do that?
So if you have gained qualifications from abroad, you need to send those qualifications to a body called UKNARIC. We will give you can search on Google and UKNARIC, and you will get to the website. You need to apply to them, send your qualifications, and get the comparability certificate for the abroad qualifications comparable to the UK qualifications. And if your qualifications are comparable to, say, for GCSE abroad is GCSE C or above this in this country, then you can apply. So it applies to all the qualifications gained abroad. You need to go to UKNARIC and get the comparability certificate.
Brilliant. Thank you, Sheree. Just to cover one that I've just seen come in chat from Daniel. So again, kind of just asking around age requirements. So that as long as you're 18 or over, there's no limitation there. So you'd have to be 18 or over by the time that the program starts. There's no maximum kind of upper age limit at all. It's just 18 and above. So there's one here specifically. I know we covered this a little bit already, Thomas, but there's someone here looking for a little bit of information directly around the automation program. So if you could give us kind of just a little bit of maybe what your week looks like, or even kind of what you've done so far, any projects that you could call out, that'd be really useful.
Yeah. So I think like every other job at Amazon, every day is completely different to the other. With it being quite a reactive role as well, so responding to what happens within the warehouse each day literally just depends on what happens inside an FC. Some days there won't be loads and loads going on, so I'll be able to do my college work, work on other projects, whereas other times you might be responding to breakdowns for your whole shift or that type of thing. So it is literally just varies.
Amazing, thank you. And Shri, there's a few notes in chat kind of around kind of working patterns or kind of where you will be based. So are our programs kind of office based? How would you answer that?
Yes, so all the programs are site based. So they are work based, they are not remote. So as I said, depending on what scheme it is, it might be in our fulfillment centers, it can be in our delivery stations, or it can be in one of our corporate offices. So regardless where it is, the requirement is that you come into work. So it is not remote, and you need to stay in a commutable distance from the place of the work in order to complete our apprenticeships.
Thank you, Shri. So going back to Abby, Thomas, Ashling, kind of knowing what you know now and having been in the business for a little bit of time, what kind of tips do you have any advice for those kind of looking to get in, whether that's application or kind of key things, key skills that you need to have, do you think?
I would say in terms of the application, I think one thing that's quite important is like making sure you read and like really look into the leadership principles, because they really are. When I feel like when I first heard that they're at the heart of what you do, I was like, oh, like most companies say that, but they really are, and they're really important. So I feel like you really need to kind of map yourself against them. And then I'd say when you're here, I'd just say be confident and just like be prepared to kind of take on a lot of responsibility, but also kind of have fun with it as well.
Amazing. Thank you, Abby. Anything to add from Thomas, Ashling? No worries if not.
I'd just say that what I found the most important thing about working in the road, so if you are successful, is networking and cooperating with other departments, because especially in safety, that we can put in loads of work, but if we don't have cooperations from other departments, then it's not going to be successful. So I think, yeah, just make friends.
Thanks, Ashling. Anything from yourself, Thomas?
No, not really. I'd say the main thing for me, if I was to go back 3 years, would be to keep organised, keep on track with all my work I'm doing on site as well as my college work, and yeah.
Thank you very much. And Shri, obviously we spoke about kind of the day-to-day job and where that's located. Can you give us a rundown of how it might look from the learning aspect and how that might, where you'd be based for that? Is it online or how does that work?
So it depends on what qualification or what apprenticeship you are doing, because different apprenticeship schemes are delivered differently. But regardless what job you are in, you will get 20% of your time to concentrate on your studies. And you will also attend workshops delivered by the training provider. So yes, in some cases they are in person, some cases they are remote, in some cases they are where you are, so you don't have to travel a lot to attend the workshops. In some cases you have to be on the university side or in the university for the first year of your whole apprenticeship. Or in some cases you attend the training provider's site in London. So it all depends on what schemes you are. But regardless, you will be given 20% of your time to complete your apprenticeship, in addition to one-to-one from your tutors or coaches, from your managers, and the apprenticeship program manager as well to support you.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Well, we are unfortunately now out of time, so we're just coming up to 2:00. So massive thank you, Shri, Abby, Thomas, and Ashling as well for your help and assistance on here. It's been really good to kind of understand a little bit more about your day roles. I hope everyone that's joined the session has found this informative. As mentioned, we do have a lot of information, and a lot of the questions that we may not have answered today will be present on the website. So please do have a look through at amazonapprenticeships.co.uk. But if you can't find any information, please do use the email address that you can see on screen here. But thank you very much for joining. I hope it's been useful for you all, and hope to see some applications soon.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone. Bye-bye.
Thanks, bye.
Cheers. Thanks, bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.